Hello and welcome to another part of this chapter, linear programming problem. In the previous part we have learned how to find dual of a primal problem. Now in this part we shall first consider a very important theorem on duality theory. Now the theorem states that dual of the dual is primal itself. That means if we consider any primal problem and we first find its dual, and after that if we again find the dual of the dual problem, then we shall find the primal problem itself. So we have to prove this theorem. For that we first assume any primal problem. Let us consider this maximization problem. Max z equal to cx, this is the objective function where c is the cost vector, x is the variable vector, subject to all this constant, where capital A denotes the coefficient matrix of the constant equations or the inequalities. This is the B vector where x is greater or equal to 0 because the variables are non-negative. So this is the primal problem. So we have to find its dual first. So if we compute its dual, then we know that its dual can be written as this, where omega greater or equal to 0, this is the vector denoting the dual variables. And we know that the number of constraint in the primal problem is the number of variables in the dual, and the number of variables of the primal problem is equal to number of constant in the dual. So this is the required dual of this primal problem. Now actually in our previous part we have discussed that for the primal problem we write the problem as maximization problem. Initially we have assumed that the primal problem as a maximization problem. So if we want to find the dual of this dual, then we first convert this problem to a maximization problem, and after that we shall find its dual. Here we have just expressed this minimization problem as maximization problem. We know that minimization of this objective function, this will be minus of maximization of minus this objective function. And since we have converted this problem as a maximization problem, so for the standard form we have to convert all the constraint into less than equal to inequalities. For that we have to multiply all the constraint by -1, so that all these constant become minus A transpose into omega. This is less equal to minus CT, that means C transpose. So now this is a maximization problem and all the constraints are less equal to type. So this is in standard form. So now we shall find its dual again. So if we want to find its dual, then we know that it will be minus max will be mean. And if we assume that the new set of dual variables are denoted by this u vector, then the objective function will be transpose of this vector, that means minus CT, and its transpose multiplied by the new variable vector which is u, subject to it will be transpose of the coefficient matrix of the primal problem. That means it will be minus A transpose, this is the coefficient matrix of the primal problem, its transpose multiplied by the dual variable vector u, and this will be greater or equal to the transpose of the cost vector of the primal problem. That means minus B transpose, this is the cost vector of the primal problem, its transpose. So we can write it minus minimization of, now C transpose is again C, so it is minus CU subject to Again A transpose and its transpose, it is A U, it is greater or equal to minus B transpose its transpose, so it is again B. Now this problem can be alternatively written as, now minus minimum of minus this, we know that this is equivalent to maximization of Cu, because we know that max z equal to minus of mean of minus z, subject to, now if we multiply all this constant by minus 1, then this becomes Au less equal to B, where U greater equal to 0. So this problem can be written in this form. Now if we look carefully, we shall find that this problem is nothing but the initial primal problem. The only change is that in place of the variable vector x, we have introduced a new variable vector which is u. Otherwise the objective function and the constants are same. So this is nothing but the initial primal problem. So here we have obtained that from the initial primal problem we have taken the dual, and after that we have taken the dual of this dual. So we have got the primal problem itself. Therefore the conclusion is that if we take dual of the dual of a primal problem, then it becomes a primal itself. So that concludes the theorem that dual of the dual is primal itself. So far we have obtained dual of a primal problem when the primal problem in its standard form. Now it may happen that the primal problem is not in a standard form. Then how to compute its dual? Now in this problem we shall learn how to compute a dual of a most general linear programming problem. So if we consider this primal problem, it is given that maximization of z equal to x1 plus x2 plus x3. This is the objective function subject to all these three constants. Now here we find that the first constant is equality, the second constant is greater or equal to type, and the third constant is less equal to type. Now since this is a maximization problem, so you have to convert all the constant to inequalities having less equal to type. Furthermore, we find that x1 and x2, these are greater or equal to 0, but x3 is unrestricted in sign. That means the sign of x3 is not given. x3 may be positive, may be negative, or may be 0. So for this problem we shall learn how to find its dual. For that, first it is given that x3 is unrestricted in sign, so the sign of x3 is not given. So in this case we shall assume that x3 equal to x3 dash minus x3 double dash, where x3 dash and x3 double dash both are greater or equal to 0. So if x3 dash and x3 double dash are non-negative, then the sign of x3 may be positive, may be negative, or may be 0. If x3 dash is greater than x3 double dash, then it is positive. If this is less than x3 double dash, then it will be negative. If these two are equal, then x3 will be 0. Again, the first constant is an equation. For that, we can write the first constant in this alternative form, that is x1 minus 3x2 plus 4x3. We can write it is greater or equal to 5, and x1 minus 3x2 plus 4x3, it is less equal to 5. So combining these two, we get this equation. So instead of this equation, we can consider these two inequalities, because if this is greater or equal to 5 and this is less equal to 5, then the only conclusion is that this will be equal to 5. So instead of this constant, we consider these two constant. Now this constant can be written as x1 minus 3x2 plus 4 into x3 dash minus x3 double dash, which is less equal to 5, and this constant can be written as x1 minus 3x2 plus 4 into xc dash minus xc double dash, it is greater or equal to 5. But since this is the maximization problem, so to convert this problem to a standard primal form, we have to convert all the constant into inequalities having less equal to sign. So if we multiply this constant by minus 1, then it becomes minus x1 plus 3x2 minus 4xc dash plus 4xc double dash. This will be less equal to minus 5. Similarly, this second constant can be written as minus x1 plus 2x2 less equal to minus 3. So if we convert all the constant into less equal to type, and if we replace x3 equal to xc dash minus xc double dash, then this primal problem can be written as maximization of z. It will be x1 plus x2 plus xc dash minus xc double dash, subject to, now instead of this equation we have considered these two inequalities. The first one is this one, so it is x1 minus 3x2 plus 4xc dash minus 4xc double dash, it is less equal to minus 5, and this one minus x1 plus 3x2 minus 4xc dash plus 4xc double dash, it is less equal to minus 5. Now this constant can be written as minus x1 plus 2x2, it is less equal to minus 3, multiplying this constant by minus 1. And finally this constant, it is 2x2 minus xc can be written as xc dash minus xc double dash, it is less equal to 4, where x1, x2, xc dash and xc double dash all are greater or equal to 0. Now this primal problem is in standard form. So this is a maximization problem and all the constants are less equal to type. Now we can easily find its dual. If we want to find the dual of this primal problem, then we find that the primal problem has 1, 2, 3, 4 constants. So the dual problem will have 4 variables. We assume that the variables are omega 1, omega 2, omega 3 and omega 4. Then the objective function of the dual can be written as, it will be minimization. It will be minimization of z omega. This will be equal to 5 into omega 1 minus 5 into omega 2 minus 3 into omega 3 and plus 4 into omega 4, subject to the first constant will be 1 into omega 1 minus 1 into omega 2 minus 1 into omega 3 plus 0 into omega 4. This will be greater or equal to the first cost value, which is 1. So this is the first constant, omega 1 minus omega 2 minus omega 3 greater or equal to 1. Now we write the second constant. It will be minus 3 into omega 1 plus 3 into omega 2 plus 2 into omega 3 plus 2 into omega 4 greater or equal to 1. So here we write minus 3 into omega 1 plus 3 into omega 2 plus 2 into omega 3 plus 2 into omega 4, it is greater or equal to 1. Next we write the third constant, which will be 4 into omega 1 minus 4 into omega 2 minus 1 into omega 4 greater or equal to 1. So we write here 4 into omega 1 minus 4 into omega 2 minus omega 4 greater or equal to 1, and the final constant will be minus 4 into omega 1 plus 4 into omega 2 plus omega 4, minus 4 into omega 1 plus 4 into omega 2 plus omega 4, it will be greater or equal to the last cost value, which is minus 1. So it is greater or equal to minus 1, where omega 1, omega 2, omega 3 and omega 4 are greater or equal to 0. Now if we look carefully, we shall find that if we take 5 common here, then 5 into omega 1 minus omega 2. Here it is omega 1 minus omega 2. If we take minus 3 common here, then it will be omega 1 minus omega 2. If we take 4 common here, then it will be omega 1 minus omega 2. And if we take minus 4 common here, then it will be omega 1 minus omega 2. So if we assume that omega 1 minus omega 2, this is equal to, suppose omega 1 dash, then this problem can be written as minimization of z omega. This is equal to 5 omega 1 dash minus 3 omega 3 plus 4 omega 4, subject to this will be omega 1 dash minus omega 3, it is greater or equal to 1. The second constant can be written as, if we take minus 3 common from the first two terms, then it is minus 3 omega 1 dash plus 2 omega 3 plus 2 omega 4, it is greater or equal to 1. The third constant can be written as 4 into omega 1 dash minus omega 4, it is greater or equal to 1. And the final constant can be written as minus 4 omega 1 dash plus omega 4, this is greater or equal to minus 1, where omega 3 and omega 4, these are greater or equal to 0, but omega 1 dash, this is equal to omega 1 minus omega 2. Now omega 1 and omega 2 both are non-negative, so what will be the sign of omega 1 dash? Now here we find that omega 1 dash can be negative, can be positive, or can be 0. If omega 1 is greater than omega 2, then it is positive. If omega 2 is greater than omega 1, then it is negative. If omega 1 is equal to omega 2, then it is 0. So the sign of omega 1 dash cannot be found. So here we write omega 1 dash is unrestricted. So this is the dual problem. If we multiply the last constant by minus 1, then it becomes 4 omega 1 dash minus omega 4, it is less equal to 1. If we multiply the last constant by minus 1, then the last constant reduces to this one. So now if we combine the third and fourth constant, then we find that it is 4 omega 1 dash minus omega 4 greater equal to 1, and this is 4 omega 1 dash minus omega 4 less equal to 1. So combining these two, we can write that the only conclusion is that 4 omega 1 dash minus omega 4 will be equal to 1. So if we combine the third and fourth constant, then this becomes an equation. So the dual problem can be finally written as minimization of z omega equal to 5 omega 1 dash minus 3 omega 3 plus 4 omega 4, subject to omega 1 dash minus omega 3 greater equal to 1, minus 3 omega 1 dash plus 2 omega 3 plus 2 omega 4 greater equal to 1, and the last constant 4 omega 1 dash minus omega 4 equal to 1, where omega 3 and omega 4 are non-negative, but omega 1 dash is unrestricted in sign. So this is the required dual of this primal problem. Now one interesting thing is that in the primal problem, the third variable x3 is unrestricted in sign. So in the primal problem, the third variable is unrestricted in sign. Now if we compute the dual, here we have found that the third constant is an equation. Conversely, in the primal problem, the first constant is an equation. So if we compute the dual, we have found that the first variable of the dual is unrestricted in sign. So this is interesting. If we find any variable of the primal as unrestricted in sign, then that corresponding equation of the dual will be an equation. And conversely, if we find any constraint of the primal as equation, then the corresponding dual variable will be unrestricted in sign. So these are very important results. Now these results can be summarized as theorems. Now we consider two important theorems without any proof. The first theorem is that if kth primal variable be unrestricted in sign, then kth dual constraint will be an equation. That means if we find that in the primal problem the kth primal variable is unrestricted in sign, then the kth dual constant will be an equation. Here in the previous problem we have found that the third variable of the primal problem was unrestricted in sign. So whenever we have found the dual, we have obtained that the corresponding third constraint of the dual was an equation. So remember, if in a primal problem we find that kth variable is unrestricted in sign, then in the dual the kth constant will be an equation. We consider one more theorem without any proof. It states that if the kth constraint of a primal problem be an equation, then kth dual variable will be unrestricted in sign. That means in a primal problem, if we find that one constant is an equation, then the corresponding dual variable will be unrestricted in sign. As we have obtained that in the previous example, the first constant was an equation, and whenever we find the dual, we have obtained that the first variable of the dual was unrestricted in sign. That means if we find any constant of a primal be an equation, then that dual variable will be unrestricted in sign. The statements of these two theorems are true. We have already obtained this from the previous example. So with this we complete this part. So see you in the next part of this chapter. Until then, thanks for watching.